Hey guys, this is Calamity here with a video after so long, and today I'm going to be talking about Tower of Fantasy, and we're going to be comparing it to Genshin Impact. So I'm going to answer two of your burning questions right off the bat. Is this game just another Genshin clone, and is the game fun? So, is this game just another Genshin clone? Well, the answer to that is both yes and no. What that means is that yes, in terms of exploration stuff, like if you liked Genshin because you like to just have an open world for you to explore, open chests, fight some enemies, do your own thing kind of exploration, then yes, Tower of Fantasy is also very similar to that in its own way. However, it does differ a lot from Genshin Impact once you get to the combat. So with Genshin Impact, your goal is to make different teams, and you pull for characters, right, with the gacha system. And you have all these different teams. Maybe like you have like a team for an elemental reaction, like Melt, Vaporize, or maybe you have like a team that just buffs one character a lot, and that one character is like a huge DPS carry. Tower of Fantasy isn't like that at all. Tower of Fantasy is about pulling weapons, and now I know Genshin does that as well, but you pull weapons for your character that you create. You create your own character in this game, just like in MMO. Your character can use up to 3 different weapons, and there's a lot of different variety of weapons in this game that you can pull. Anything from dual swords to gigantic hammers, guns, shields, staves, spears, like all sorts of different weapons you can pull and mix. Now there are elemental attributes to these weapons, but it is not like Genshin Impact where you're trying to mix and match elements. It does go back to that very generic sort of like elements do better against certain elements do better against certain enemies, while they do worse against other stuff. So like in this game when I was playing it, I fought like this mushroom monster that was weak to fire, but it was resistant to electro. So it's very simple like that. There are no elemental reactions like in Genshin, and there is no team building. At least not for regular play. There is actual team building when you play with other players, but not on your own. And the game has this sort of like system where you switch in between your weapons, and you actually get to do combos off of them. Like you get these discharge attacks when you're switching between weapons. That can do different sort of effects. Some of them heal you, some of them can damage your enemies, etc, etc. If you're looking for a game that has, if you like the exploration of Genshin Impact and you just want more of that, then Tower of Fantasy is great for that. But combat wise, very, very different. And there are like some little differences, of course, here and there, but if we ever talk about every little single thing that's different between this game and Genshin Impact, then I would be here forever. Now to move on to the second question. Is this game fun? I think it's okay, honestly. Just okay. I am not gonna say that this is gonna be the next Genshin Impact or that it's gonna beat Genshin Impact. I really don't think so. But it is fun. And that's the important part that I want to iterate here, is that I did enjoy the game. I played it on my stream last night for about 4 to 5 hours, maybe a little bit more than that. It is very early into the game despite playing me for so long, so keep that in mind. I haven't been able to really see what this game has to offer at the end game, and in fact I still feel like I'm very still early on into the game. But yeah, I'm enjoying the game. It has a lot to offer. There's a lot of stuff to do. And just like an MMO, it definitely has like that MMO feel where as you're just walking around exploring the world, you'll actually run into other players, right? And there's even like a little global chat. I don't know if it's showing here, but on the bottom left, just like most MMOs, right, there's like a global chat where people are just talking, spamming stuff, and the story is very generic so far. Nothing interesting has happened. I'm not gonna get into it too much, just in case you guys want to see it for yourself. But I am also early on into the story. It's only like chapter 1 out of 6, or 6 chapters into this game. I've been playing this game for like 5 to 6 hours, as I mentioned before. And I'm still chapter 1. So I don't know how long the other chapters are going to be. The story could definitely get turned up later on, but we'll have to just wait and see. This is a game I wouldn't mind playing as a side game. I actually kind of hate that everyone's comparing it to Genshin Impact. Now, I know that's kind of like the devs' fault for advertising themselves as a Genshin killer, but I kind of wish they didn't. I think both games can exist. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be just either this game or Genshin Impact and nothing else. You can play both games and enjoy them equally, or depending on what you like. It doesn't have to be like one is one better than the other. You know what I mean? Like, I can see myself playing both games in between, because like Genshin, to me, at least when I'm playing it, it's not a huge commitment, you know, most days. Like obviously when there's a new update like Sumeru around the corner, right, then, you know, I'll be playing Genshin a lot. But most of the time it's like just get on, do dailies, spend your resin, maybe do the event do an event if there's one, Spiral Abyss, and that's kind of it, right? There isn't much to it once you've reached the end game in Genshin. I mean, that gives me a lot of time to just play something else, and this game could definitely be like a side game for Genshin when Genshin's kind of having, like, you know, like not much going on. I could see myself playing this for sure. That being said, you know, this game is, I'm not saying this game is perfect either, or it definitely has its flaws, but that's for another video. The one thing that this game could do that could keep me playing it more is the end game, which I'm kind of interested to see. I don't know what it's like. I haven't looked up gameplay of it or anything. But if this game has a more expanded I'm looking at myself climb that ladder. If this game has more of an expanded endgame than Genshin does, because let's face it, Genshin Impact straight up has a very boring endgame, right? It's just Spiral Abyss. And once you can beat that, there's not much else to do in Genshin, you know, other than just wait for new stuff to come out. And, you know, most MMOs are known for their endgame, right? That's where all the fun stuff happens with when it comes to raids and bosses and challenging dungeons. And if this game can provide that, then I am all for it. And I would definitely, again, a game I could see myself playing, if it's fun, of course. That's like the biggest factor, right? Is the game fun? And so far it is. And I find the devs to be generous. At least so far. It is the early game, and of course most gacha games, right, they have you they give you so much stuff in the beginning that it just feels so nice to be able to pull so much. Obviously that generousness can fade away once you get to mid and late game, but I'll definitely consider making another video once I've put in some more time into playing this game. And if you guys are interested in seeing more content for Tower of Fantasy, I don't have a problem making videos on it. I'm just still new though. Like, I just don't even know. I'm still learning the game myself, so I don't think I'm in a position to make any sort of guides on the game yet, or any sort of like opinions on stuff when I'm still new. Other than, of course, like a first reaction like this one, of course. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I don't want it to be too long, so I think the game is fun for now. I don't think it's gonna be Genshin. And last but not least, it is similar to Genshin in some ways, but combat-wise, it is a different game entirely. That being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.